Hello and a very warm welcome. Another exciting day of cricket, and in the end 328 is what India needs to win and create history in the Gabba. But how difficult will it be for India? Jamie, I know सब लोग बहुत बोल रहे हैं कि India can win tomorrow, it's nicely poised, but इतना बहुत difficult होगा इंडिया के लिए.
बिल्कुल उम्मीद पे दुनिया कायम, but all said and done, I think because of the cracks we saw get wider as Australia were batting. You saw Natarajan and Shardul and Siraj get some balls to scoot by Cameron Green's ankles, some balls to hit the body, and then just then when Australia's tail was batting and the end was near, we felt कितनी ball यूं गए थे. तो imagine जब ऐसे speed के bowlers ऐसे bounce निकाल रहे हैं उस cracking Gabba pitch से, तो Stark, Cummins और Hazelwood क्या कर पाएंगे? So yes, you have the weight of history, the fact that no team has chased over 250 since some 19. Whatever, a long time ago, well before we were around watching cricket. Then you have the cracking Gabba pitch, day 5 pitch, plus you have rain coming. So yes, as historic as it would be, Meha, for an Indian team to chase 300 and the remaining 324 runs, I think they should play for a draw. Play for the rain, and if you draw, of course, you do retain the Border Gavaskar trophy. So
it's better. Drawing is still a safer option, but I don't think just going into the match tomorrow in the first session, India will really think of drawing or winning. They'll just be playing out the overs. But today was a wonderful story of Mohammed Siraj, and coming to fruitful conclusion in this case, because he got a 5-wicket haul, and why not? He has bowled his heart out. Jamie, this is such a fantastic story, and we've seen these stories in this series, obviously, with the likes of Shardul Thakur. There is Washington Sundar, who batted well, but Mohammed Siraj stayed on after his father passed away, didn't go back. Then all that racial abuse that was being hurled at him, here he is come out and said, look, you can do whatever you want to do. I believe in myself, I trust my abilities, and I will go out and perform. And this is how he's told really all those people to shut up. So a wonderful, wonderful thing, and a really well-deserved 5-4 for him. Yeah,
well-deserved, because we need to sort of rewind the clock and back the truck up to a few years earlier, where he's constantly been somewhat the source of ridicule for a couple poor T20s for India, and then especially through the IPL. It was just a couple months ago that he got that 4 for 8, I think, for a match against RCB. But overall, jitne jokes inko log subject karte hain, he's stuck with it. He's ticked every box, like we've said, to get into the Indian team. A lot of India A experience, a very good record in fact for India A, overseas खासकर. फिर जब उन्होंने अपनी डेब्यू किया MCG पे वहाँ पे, after the 36 all out, to take 5 wickets in that match, then to also bowl credibly in the Sydney draw, and here in his third test, going into his third test, to be found as the spearhead of this Indian attack, which had 2 debutants and another bowler effectively making his debut in Shardul Thakur. The way he's bowled, hats off to him. आज की बात अगर करें briefly, तो I think शुरुआत में थोड़ा he was lacking in intensity, which was amplified from the other end when Natarajan bowled very poorly, frankly. Again, overstepping to take his count to 8 no balls in this test and spraying the ball left, right, and center of Marcus Harris and David Warner. But to come back, Siraj, in that 31st over and get those 2 big wickets to trigger a collapse of 4 for 34, hats off to him. And then I think very fitting कि वो 5वां wicket उन्हीं को गया था. I hope he gets more chances even when all the regular fast bowlers come back.
और दूसरी बात ये है, the moment when he walked out, he first showed the ball to everybody at the Gabba, and then when he walked out and there was a standing ovation for him, everybody's cheering him up, cheering for him outside, all his teammates, and then that hug by Jasprit Bumrah. I thought that really was the moment for me today. It just goes on to show, Jamie, how sort of this close-knit team that this is. It's a close unit. They help each other out, they encourage each other, and you can see that in the performances by some of these players who are playing their third test match or who are debuting, because that's where you get the confidence from, right? When you have your teammates cheering you on, when you have your management cheering you on, they're telling you that go out there, I'm sure you have it in you, and that just sort of shows that people working in the background and of course all your teammates, the way they are with you, that helps so much.
Yep. It says also a lot about the system. Yes, I think the background staff cops more flack than it does praise. But I think this series we've really seen the bench strength step up on account of injuries to some first choice players. So hats off to everyone involved. The coaching staff, the fielding staff, the physios, the trainers. Rahul Dravid, I think, who's had a part in at least seeing some of these players like Shaw, Gill, and Sundar really come up through the ranks. I think he should get credit for showing what dedication to your craft can get when you're nurturing young players. But just going back to that lovely image that you pointed out of Jasprit Bumrah, this is obviously a close team, but they've come so close on this tour because they've had to. When the walls are seemingly crumbling all around you, or आपके captain Virat Kohli no less goes back and players get injured before the series, series के बीच में, match के बीच में, Mohammad Shami ruled out during a match, Umesh Yadav doing a match, Jadeja during a match, Vihari during a match. The odds were stacked against you. Who would have thought the fourth test of this series would be a deciding match? And hats off again to the likes of Washington Sundar, who's not played first class cricket for 4 years. He walks in and gets a 50, gets 3-4 big wickets. Natarajan, as poorly as he was on day 4, he still got some wickets. Shardul Thakur, 200 first class wickets, 650s. He comes in, does the job. So great team environment right now in the Indian setup.
Also, there was a bit of competition there going on between Shardul Thakur and Mohammed Siraj of who's going to get the 5 wickets.
Right.
But I'm sure Shardul Thakur would be just as happy. He's got 4 wickets, and what a brilliant batting performance as well from him, Jamie. Just quickly then, before we say goodbye here, first session, how do you think the Indian team would be approaching? Like I said, would they be... I don't think result will be on their mind at that point. It would really be about batting out the session.
Yeah, I hope that the result is not on their mind. At least for the first hour of play, we don't want to see Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill go out there and start playing too many shots and get out. बहुत ही challenging रहेगा दोस्तों उस day 5 Gabba pitch पे batting करने. There's going to be cracks. The bowlers we've seen. I mean, you've been the first to say every morning session of every test has been the most crucial. So we don't need to stress on how important tomorrow is. Barish ka forecast has scattered thunderstorms. So that is definitely going to play a role. Just see out the first hour, maybe end the first session, with 80 odd runs. Then take that much deserved lunch break. Uske baad, lunch break ke baad, फिर देखो कि आपकी मैच स्थिति क्या है. Because again, there's weakness in the order. Can we expect Sundar or Thakur दोबारा वैसे बैटिंग करना? A lot to expect from them. You need runs from the Rahanes, from the Pujaras, from the Punts. So all in all, जो भी हैं आप लोग, जहाँ भी ये उठिए, मैच को देखिए. Whatever happens tomorrow on day 5, this Indian team has won hearts, won a lot more admirers for its adversity, for its attitude in the face of adversity. So we of course will be here covering the match for you, both live and also in a more in-depth and concise analysis. And we also have some cricket pundits lined up this week. So stay with us.
That's correct. Do subscribe to us if you haven't already. Do also go to my2centsindia.com, where regularly you all can also write, but also Jamie writes there, so you can read his match previews and reviews and review of the day. For now, thank you so much for watching us, and goodbye. Jai Hind.
See you tomorrow.